Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Jimmy with Just Hit Trading. Today is Sunday night, September 25th, and we're going to go over the weekly watch list for what's to come this week. Before we get started, just hit the like button, subscribe if you like this content for more, and hit the bell notification to stay tuned for upcoming videos, as well as tips and tricks. I'm going to be putting out some trade secret videos, which is really just how to actually chart and how to spot patterns and different concepts that I use in trading. So let's dive right in. We're going to start out with our broader market outlook, which is looking at futures ES. It did open. We are at negative 0.36%, which is actually, once we get down to a smaller time frame, I'll show you that this is actually kind of good right now. But we'll start off with the weekly time frame, and we'll move down to smaller time frames from there. You can see we are approaching this daily 200 simple moving average on the weekly, and that's something that's actually been a very good point to look at, very good EMA, SMA to look at on the Qs actually. But 200 simple moving average is actually a very big EMA that a lot of traders use, as well as bigger and smart money. So that's something we want to look at for long-term patterns and long-term direction. So we are approaching it. Our TTM squeeze indicator is indicating that we might release to the downside soon. So we do have room down, but if you take a look at where we are relative to the shorter EMAs, the daily 9, which is our orange line right here, we're actually pretty far, very extended. We're approaching June lows, which is at 36.39. So we could see a little bit of bear market rally this week, and that's what I actually do anticipate. I got SPY call swings over the weekend, and hopefully it pans out, but the risk reward is really good on that one. And so let's just move down to the daily, and we can see that we have this daily supplies, daily demand zone that I did map out here. We have this rally base, drop base rally. So we have this demand zone right here, and we are respecting it currently. We did go into it, and on smaller time frames, there are some other demand zones in here, but this daily demand zone is the higher level, more important one. And you can see right now with futures opening, we actually do have a higher low relative to the candle that closed on Friday, and we'll go over that in a little bit as well. So we are making a higher low. We are bouncing out this daily demand zone. We are very, very extended from the daily 9 EMA. We dropped below the 0.76 fib ratio, and we didn't really retest it. So I think it's a very good risk reward for taking calls. I got calls Friday afternoon, with a stop below 36.39. And if you look at it, I did track this on TradingView. It was about an eight times risk reward ratio, right? So target really is the 37.8634. Although we might not get all the way up there, if we correlate this to SPY, we actually do have uh, a gap fill to be had. So if I quickly just switch over to the SPY, you can see we have a gap fill here to about 373. So with this buyer's work down here, I do anticipate us to fill the gap before testing the daily 9 EMA when it finally catches up, and then we flush down. So that's my current thesis, and we'll see if it pans out. So now that you guys see the gap fill, we can go back to ES real quick. And so this is the daily. Let's look at some of the, just real quick, let's look at the 1 hour time frame. I just wanted to show you guys the volume that we saw at the very end of Friday. You can see this large volume spike of a very solid big green candle that really gave us some sort of like bullish momentum going into next week, especially us being super oversold, right? If we go back to the daily real quick and we take a look at the RSI, you can see that we're all the way down to this 28 level, 28.88. So this is very, very oversold. So I think we get a little bit of a bear market rally before we flush down. So let's look at the 5 minute to see how things are going. We're creating these Kind of a bull flag if we look at this, which is playing out. I do anticipate this pushing up hopefully by the morning, and if so, our calls will hopefully be in the money as we go for the scat fill. All right, next thing we want to look at is some of the ones I have lined up is um, Square is actually at a really good level that we want to play, so let's take a look at that. As always, we go to the daily. We are approaching this right here. You see back in June 17th, when a lot of things made the June lows, right? We actually went past it, but we closed above it on Friday. So this is a pretty good sign, fairly bullish, not entirely bullish just because of the size of this candle, but seeing this bounce, we can kind of see that this is almost like a basin candle. Similar to ES, we are very oversold, so I wouldn't be surprised if we get a bear market rally. So I would play calls above 46.98. And I do have here that we are playing puts at 54.43, but that really is a scalp. Our risk score ratio for puts isn't as great because of the oversold conditions that we are in, and we also have this weekly supply here. And I just wanted to show you where I got this weekly supply, so I'll go to the weekly time frame real quick, and you can see all the way back here, back in March. This was all the way back in 2020, March 2020, right? Those lows. We did create this um, rally-based rally, although it's a pretty big basin candle. It's still respected. We never even touched it yet, so we do have some buying momentum and some buying um, waiting at these levels to be bought up. And even if we're looking at the TTM on a weekly, you can see that it's starting to get a little bit bullish. Uh, we're still in those oversold territories, so we could get a really nice bounce here at this 52.9 level. So let me just go back to the daily. Right, if we stay above this 5601, like I said, calls above 5698, and we're going to target 63.97, which is the next fib low above. Or at least we trim at the daily 9 when that catches up. All right, next thing that we have on the list is Boeing, BA. So let me switch to that. Boeing, I talked about this in last week's watch list about watching this key level of 141.58 for puts if we break this, because it was a really big area of resistance prior, and then it's now considered in support. But now that we broke below it, if you guys play that, and you guys have made a lot of bank on that, now this is treated as resistance again. But we are at this golden pocket, this 0.707 Fibonacci retracement level. And if you guys have seen in past videos, I do like playing the 0.707 level. We wicked below it, but we did close above it. So as long as we hold this 130.84, we had this small gap fill above at about 136.26 all the way up to 138 that we could fill, and then we would potentially retest that key level that was used as previous resistance at 141.58. So I'm a little bit bullish. We are at very oversold territory, so you can see a nice little bounce there at market open and go for a gap fill. All right, next one is Tesla. Tesla. We broke out of this bull flag on the daily a little while ago. We made this triple top essentially. Now we are looking at oversold. Well, it's not oversold completely yet, but we are at getting to be oversold levels. We're at 40.09 on the daily RSI. We are at a fib level of the 0.382. We could see a little bounce here, but you can even see right here that I didn't draw that we actually have a daily demand zone from this drop base rally, right? So I would draw this as a daily. And so if we stay above this 274.42 and we kind of base out, we could see a potential retest of 289.22. If not, and I am actually still bearish on it. We can see a breakdown of this demand zone. If we see the price action is very weak, we can see a target of 260.76. But we do have a little bit of some additional demand here that was previously used right here, right? It looks like this demand zone was tested. If we look at this wick right here, 1, 2. So it confirmed this daily demand zone. So some of the liquidity has been used up in this demand zone. I'm not going to draw it, but it is a demand zone right here. So I am a little bit more on the bullish side going into next week because of all the demand that we have below. Next one is Nvidia, Nvda, and we are at very, let me actually make a new drawing set so it's a little bit clearer. We are at very oversold conditions. I actually bought some shares in this area. If I go to weekly, you can see that we're in this whole area of consolidation, right? All the way between the 150 all the way down to 109. Well, actually a little bit higher, the 116, right? So what I want to do is I want to mark this wick as an area, as a key level um, at 115.67 that we could test it. Right now we did close below the weekly 200 simple moving average, so it's a little bit bearish. But if the whole market goes for a low bounce, we can clear above it, and then we can probably even retest this 150 level. But I think right here is a very good risk reward in terms of accumulating shares. I mean, we can get down to the 115, 109 level, which is where I'll load up even more on shares. But long-term wise, I have a pretty bullish outlook on Nvidia, despite this sell-off all the way from 346. So getting shares here, we might see this bear market rally. If I go back to the daily, right, we can see the TCM squeeze is going to the upside, and we are again very oversold. Let me get rid of these two. Right, we are at very oversold conditions, and if you actually look closely, right, we are starting to form these. There is a bullish divergence on the RSI, right? We made these lows down at 26, and then the next a higher low at 30, and now we are at approximately 31, 31.2. So this bullish divergence is good for the upside, and we could retest this daily 9 all the way at 133. So slightly bullish. We'll we'll watch the price action to see if we come down to 115 or not. But if we do use this as a basing candle, right? Any kind of calls above 125.16, we're going to look to head towards 132 for a swing play, right? We have this drop. Looks like a basing candle, and we could get a rally. So I'm going to put this as a DBR potential, right? But if we do go below, we could get a drop-based drop. And again, I've mentioned these drop-based drops, drop-based rally, rally-based rally, all these kind of supply-demand terms. I'll be making a video coming up shortly, so make sure that you're subscribed to get those notifications that I'll be coming out. Actually, let me make this red. All right, so we have a drop-based rally or a drop-based drop. Whichever one breaks the range first, we'll look to play. Then lastly, we have PayPal. PayPal, we've been in this context of this bull flag for a while now, right? We are at the lower support line, and we did make a uh, daily basing candle. As small as it is, the basing candle is fairly small. So very similar to what we were looking at Nvidia, we could have a drop-based drop or drop-based rally. Because of the support line, I'm a little bit more inclined to play the upside, and that goes with the context of where SPY is and the Qs are. So if we hold this 86.97 level, my target is 89.32 as a retest, and that's where I would either take profit or trim. So we could get a nice decent bear market rally, and that goes for all kinds of equities as well as the indexes and the futures. So that's pretty much it. We have 5 tickers. I'll post this in the description below. And that's it for Watchlist. If you guys have any questions, comment below. I'll be posting some of these levels in the description below as well. So like, comment, share this video if you like, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.